My sister told everyone I was overreacting about the will, but when I opened the safe she swore didn't exist, I found documents that changed everything about our family inheritance. I woke up that morning to a text from my sister, Leela, telling me not to worry and that I was overreacting. It was strange because for the past few weeks, the tension between us had been building quietly, like a storm forming over calm waters. The subject was our father's estate, something I had tried to approach cautiously after his passing 6 months ago. I had always trusted Leela to keep things orderly, to act fairly, and to communicate honestly, but then a phone call from a lawyer I barely recognized had shaken me to the core. He hinted at documents and clauses in our father's will that had never been discussed with me and suggested there might be discrepancies in how Leela had presented the inheritance to the rest of the family. That call stayed in my mind overnight, making me restless and alert, as though I could feel the weight of secrets pressing against the walls of our family home. I got out of bed and went straight to the kitchen, trying to appear calm when Leela came in behind me, carrying a cup of coffee and that smug look she always wore when she thought she had the upper hand. She kept saying I needed to relax, that I was imagining things, that our father had made his wishes clear, and that everything was already settled. But I had a gnawing feeling that something was off. That feeling was why, instead of arguing, I asked casually about the safe. The safe she swore did not exist. Lila's face froze for a moment before she laughed, telling me I was imagining things again. That only made me more determined. I had seen the safe once, years ago, when our father had shown it to me during a visit to his study. It was small, metallic, and tucked away behind a painting in the corner, hidden just enough to make it seem invisible unless you knew it was there. I didn't know why Leela claimed it didn't exist, but my gut told me the truth was far more complicated than she would admit. I waited until she left the room, pretending to water the plants on the counter, and then quietly slipped into the study. The air smelled faintly of old books and dust, familiar and comforting in an odd way. The painting hiding the safe had warped slightly from years of neglect, and I pushed it aside. There it was, exactly where I remembered it, metallic and cold under my fingers. The key to the safe was something I had kept hidden since our father passed, a small brass key he had pressed into my hand with a quiet warning that some things would only make sense when the time was right. I slid the key into the lock and felt a small click as the mechanism turned. The door opened with a faint creak, and my eyes immediately fell on a stack of envelopes and folders that smelled like aged paper and leather. They were neatly labeled in my father's handwriting: bank accounts, property deeds, insurance policies, and a folder simply marked the will. As I pulled the folder out, a sense of anticipation and dread settled in my chest. The handwriting was unmistakably my father's, careful and precise, and yet the contents were unlike anything Leela had described. There were documents naming me as the executor of certain properties, papers that indicated shares of assets I had never been told about, and handwritten notes about charitable donations that our father had intended to make without the rest of the family knowing. The implications were enormous. Leela had been presenting the inheritance as if she had full control, keeping her siblings and other relatives in the dark, when in reality, the legal documents completely contradicted her claims. My hands shook as I flipped through the pages. It felt surreal to hold these secrets that had been hidden in plain sight for months, secrets that could easily reshape the relationships and power dynamics within my family. For the next hour I sat cross-legged on the study floor, methodically going through each envelope. Some contained financial statements and account balances, some were letters from attorneys who had represented our father, and some were personal notes he had left detailing the reasons behind his decisions. Each piece added another layer of understanding, revealing the meticulous way he had planned his estate and the lengths he had gone to ensure fairness. I realized then why Leela had lied about the safe. She wanted to control the narrative, to manipulate everyone's perception. Full story on my channel, linked below.